deserves to be the victor.
Definitely. I mean, you said it perfect. When you win that 5th round after a back-and-forth battle like that, that's what that 5th round is for. Who wants it more? You guys are both bloody messes. Now that you're both bloody messes, do you still want it? And that's what we saw Poirier. They both did, but Poirier just poured it on a little bit more and got that win at the end.
I mean, I've never seen a fight in recent memory that was so violent for both guys. They just were so happy to just accept those blows, right? And then just fire straight back. Just incredible work, and I've got so much respect for both guys.
And Dan Hooker is making his way to the back, and it's thrill versus agony, but it's hard to see the dejection on the face of Dan Hooker. He had been nearly perfect at lightweight, and he'll have to build himself back up. Still a young man.
Oh my gosh, is he ever? And he's got tons of potential. One thing is Dana missed a heck of a fight tonight. He should have been here for this one.
Hey, he's down in Carmel. He's having a great time.
Well, Dustin Poirier felt pretty confident when he heard that 48-46 that he had done enough, and you see the total strikes. Dan Hooker got off to an outstanding start tonight, but Poirier had the advantage in rounds 3, 4, and 5. Huge 5th round for Dustin Poirier there statistically, and when Dustin goes back and looks at some of these numbers, he landed 76% of his total strikes tonight. Absolutely incredible, not just the output, but the accuracy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, the jab work was fantastic. He followed it up with that straight left a lot. Threw some nice body kicks as well at the start of the fight. As the fight progressed, less and less kicks, obviously, because they require more energy. But here we see Dustin slowly limping his way. And to be honest, I'm surprised he's not in a wheelchair, because both guys need to get in an ice bath right now. That was a hell of a fight.
25-minute war turned in by 2 of the top 5 lightweights in the world. And you know the pecking order, Khabib and Gaethje have belts. McGregor and Ferguson still lurking, but Poirier back in prime position with this result tonight.
Well, he just sent a message. He said, hey, listen, I know I lost to Khabib, but I'm going nowhere. I'm still a top contender. I'm still a viable option for the next shot at the title after just engaging. I mean, look at the action, non-stop from start to finish.
I mean, as you see here, these guys are going back and forth with elbows, body shots, punches in the pocket, punches from range, kicks from range. Everything you could think of in a mixed martial arts fight, these guys landed and threw. But at the same time, I mean, good luck picking fight of the year. You got 3 fights that it's like, man, if you could put any of these up. Look at the way these guys are trading. And you saw the ladies do it earlier this year. You saw Burgos and them do it with Emmett, and now you got this.
All right, and with that, we are now joined by tonight's main event winner. Of course, he is Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Congrats on a huge effort tonight. Felt like we were watching a title fight, man. Your thoughts on the 25 minutes that just expired in that octagon?
It was a tough one, man. You know, Dan came to the fight. He's a tough guy. He's on the rise. He really thought that he was going to get past me. He talked a lot of trash, like he was going to move forward and fight the champ. But I'm the fucking champ, man. This is what I do. I love this. I put all the work in, and I trusted in my team and my skill and my work ethic, and came here, pulled another one out, and I have a few more rounds left in me.
It seemed that way. You certainly finished the fight as the fresher fighter, but early on, Dustin, it looked like phone booth fighting to us through 10 minutes. Then you started to take control of the fight. Were you hurt at all in those early exchanges?
The only time I was hurt in the fight was when Dan got me against the fence and he slid a knee in there. He, even when I'm standing with good posture, he lifts him up almost higher than my head. It was pretty impressive how high and quick he got his hips up without telegraphing. But I don't know if it was into the first or second. Against the fence, he hit me square with the knee, and I kind of flashed out for a second. And then when I came to, he was throwing hooks at me, and I saw the ref. I didn't know how much time was left, but we regrouped and came back stronger. That's fighting. Fight isn't a fight until there's something to overcome, and we fought tonight.
And you certainly overcame it tonight and dominated late in the fight. I know we talked during fight week about being in that proverbial zone as a fighter. I mean, you landed 76% of nearly 300 attempts tonight. Safe to say you felt like you were in a fighting zone tonight?
Could have been a little bit sharper. I didn't move out the way of a few shots. Not that I disrespected Dan's power. I was just, I don't know, stayed in the pocket too long. I could have been a little sharper. At the end, I started getting my range and countering off of his lazy shots, pulling back and throwing my 2 down the middle. Landed a couple good. I could hear you guys when I landed, so I knew it was causing some trauma, like making his head snap back and stuff. So I thought I might be still in the round with good shots like that, but I can do better than that.
All right, well, you came in with the number 3 next to your name. I don't have to tell you the rest of the picture at 155 pounds, but what is next, and how soon can you turn this thing around?
I don't know. Maybe I'll fight at the end of the year. Maybe I'll fight next year. I don't know. I just want to go home to my daughter, and you know I'm a winner, man, and it was a long time off. The longest break of my career, 40 fights. Had to take 9 months off and sit on the sidelines. Couldn't put weight on my leg for 8 weeks. I had to overcome some stuff, man, and now that I'm a victor again, you know, I want to get back to the drawing board, keep getting better, and I want to stay in love with this sport. I don't want to push myself or work myself so much to where that I hate this. And I've been doing this a long time and pushing myself to the limits every day. So I just want to do it right, man, and give it my all the right way.
Well, you've done it right every step of the way, and this sport's in love with you, man. We're happy you're ours. Congratulations on a big week, the Forrest Griffin Community Award, and you make it on the main event tonight. Enjoy it with the family, man.
Thank you, guys, and thanks to UFC so much for awarding me with the Forrest Griffin Award. It's an honor. I'm grateful. And the Good Fight Foundation is on the up, and we're going to be helping a lot of people, man.
Paid in full.
Paid in full. All of this will be for auction next week. The Good Fight will post a link. I'll post a link, and if you want some of this fight gear from this historic fight, it'll be yours if the price is right, man.
The Good Fight Foundation, Dustin Poirier, congrats on a big effort tonight. We'll see you on the flip side.
Thank you, man, always.
All right, there he is, Dustin Poirier, our main event winner tonight. Some final thoughts coming up as we try to put into context another epic UFC fight night from the Apex. Back to Vegas in a moment. What a night it was here at the UFC Apex. So thankful you could join us for it. With that, for Dominic Cruz, Michael Bisping, Megan O'Leary, and the rest of our crew, John Anik saying so long from Las Vegas. Plenty more from us coming up on the UFC Post Show. That is live in just minutes over on ESPN+. And for those of you staying here on ESPN, more combat sports action. Top Rank Boxing starts now. Good night.
A boy, a happy warriors, just a hair. Thank you. Is that good, Tim?
are you, Lene? Thank you.
This is a first for me. Mark this shit off the bucket list.
You want to talk to us? Why?
This is a first for me. Let's mark this off the bucket list for the Crochet Bizzle.
Well, first of all, congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
When you look back at the fight, you've had some time to digest it now. What's your immediate reaction to how you performed and how you came through the fight?
Well, me, Greg Jackson, Mike Winklejohn, and all my training partners at Jackson Wink in Albuquerque pretty much had a 3-week crash course. We crammed for a test. It was very last minute for me to go out there due to changes in my personal life and changes in my training. And we got the job done, and we just didn't get the job done. You know, I made UFC history for the second time. And, you know, it's always sweet to get a submission, you know. Everybody thinks I'm a striker, which I can strike because I was in Glory, but that was a little premature. Like, you know, going to Glory, I just happened to do it. But grappling has been consistent for me. Jiu-jitsu, not wrestling, jiu-jitsu.
Walk us through the finish, because I think a lot of people were confused exactly what you got him with. It seems like
The arm triangle from the bottom.
Do you think a lot of that had to do with his fatigue, or were you in tighter than it looked on TV?
He threw a bunch of elbows. He may have fatigued a little bit, and he was resting. Well, during that resting moment, you know, I was able to pop that arm, which was on my neck, because he was putting a lot of pressure on my neck. He was actually trying to submit me with the pressure on my neck. But I was able to pop that arm over, and he got it back once, I believe. I mean, it's a little foggy. And it was very slippery. But once I was able to get that over and lock it in, actually I was going to look to possibly try to transition to his back. Because usually once you get that arm across his body, you know, I can transition to the back that way. I was in half guard. I could have got my other hook in. I would have had the hook on the bottom had I transitioned to the left, I believe, because the cage was on my right. But I squeezed, and to my surprise, he tapped. You know, I think that has to do with just a tight squeeze and fatigue. You know, maybe if he had more air at that time, he could have lasted a little longer. And he fought it quite a bit. I know a lot of people said John Vellante was fat. He looked out of shape. Why did he have to push off his knee to get up there? That man belongs in this heavyweight division. That's where he should have been the whole time. Let that man come back in shape. He's going to be hell on wheels to deal with. I take my hat off to him. My legs hurt. My face hurts. My shin hurts. But I got it done tonight. You know, my back was against the wall. I'm on a 2-fight skid. And I could have lost my job tonight. Could have lost my job. And when you're the breadwinner and you got to feed your family, and you're thinking about making maybe the biggest move of your life, to really chase this dream and see if we can't make a title run. I'll be 34 next Sunday. So you do the math on how much time I have. So, you know, it always feels good to be here. Hopefully, I'm praying. Sean Shelby, Mick Maynard, Dana White. Mick, you my guy. Appreciate the fight. Hopefully I win that bonus tonight, you know, for making history again, second time. So that'll really help me and my family.
You didn't lose your job, and immediately after you win a fight, everyone always asks what's next. It almost looks like you have what's next sorted out. Earlier today, after your fight, Tanner Boser said he'd had some sort of interaction with you at the pool. I don't think it was an altercation, it was just an interaction. But can you give us your version of that event? And also, were you drinking beer at the time?
I had a couple of beers, yeah. Of course, I have beers fight week. That's my thing. You guys watch Ultimate Fighter. It's no secret. But anyway, it wasn't an altercation at all. You know, I was just being friendly, like I always am, like I was with John. Me and John were friendly. Maybe he was being a little standoffish and he didn't like it. And it is what it is. You know, everybody has to. Through the Ultimate Fighter, I realize everybody deals with these things differently, and everybody's not like me. And he's trying to do what I'm trying to do. He's trying to make it to the top. So yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less. I take that challenge humbly. You know. Going back to when I was offered to fight with him, you know, I was on a 3-fight win streak. He was a debuter. You know, I'm looking to climb the rankings. You know, I didn't have time. If I can avoid it, I didn't want to fight a debuter. It's not dodging or ducking him. I was trying to fight somebody else. And guess what? I think I fought Pavlovich instead, right? And I didn't win that fight. So, it didn't work out for me. But, yeah, once I heal up, once I get my move out the way, I wish I could go and fight at Fight Island for real. My goal was to get in and out of here and hopefully get on the August 1st card if I was healthy. And once Tanner said that, I was game. But, take it slow, hopefully win the bonus, to really set my family up to, to be comfortable and focus on my training and everything I need in Albuquerque. And, man, sky's the limit for me. I'm with coaches with amazing minds. Think about what they did with me in 3 weeks. We changed and tweaked a couple things. I tried my best to keep all that consistent, and I did a good job with more reps and more time. It's a wrap.
What were you singing between rounds?
Oh, I'm singing. So my corner man, T. Billa, that song is not released yet. It's just, it's a song that he kind of let me know what he was, what was going on. And I walk out to all his music. It's all my walkout music. And he has, 30-something tracks released on Spotify. So everybody can hear you in there. You got to have fun, I take my job seriously, but if I'm not having fun doing this, why am I doing it? Why? For what? So I'm thankful for the UFC. I'm thankful for how cordial and nice everybody is. They treat me well, and all I want to do is put on good performances, man. It's only going to get better. But just so you know, I had a talk with my demons, because I did. I said, sorry, I must leave you. I don't mean to be misleading. And I'll come back if I need you. And that's it. But that's true, though.
I think you sort of touched on it a little bit there with the pressure, but the emotion that clearly was showing on your face in that post-fight interview, was it about just the move? Was it about the two fights? What was it that was going through your head at that moment? Because I think that's the first time I've ever seen that type of emotion come from you.
I'm a very emotional person. You saw an Ultimate Fighter after I won the first time, It's like I try my best to put this face on and say, there's no pressure. But yeah, that shit was thick, very thick. I try to turn my nervousness and my butterflies into excitement through music. Getting dropped, I know I was in a tough place. I was getting hit. I don't really remember a lot of it. And to be able to not even finish with my striking, to be able to finish from the bottom with my jiu-jitsu is so sweet to me. There's not a lot of heavyweights that do jiu-jitsu, and I'm one of them. And it's just very sweet to me. I never went to college, so, whenever I get my Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, that's my college degree. So to come in here, fight at the highest level, to fight a veteran like Jean Vellante, I don't care if he was a light heavyweight. That man fought like a heavyweight. He's big like a heavyweight. I had a bunch of personal things going on leading up to this. I had a gym switch. Actually, I didn't even mean to switch gyms, really. I was going out there just to get work in, but when I got out there, Greg Jackson and Mike Winklejohn kind of took me under their wing and, penciled me in every day for time with each one of them on top of all the heavyweights I got out there. It's probably 6+, which is unheard of, They're building a stable of stallions out there, and I want to be part of that. And nobody really knows but me and that guy in the back of the room, T. Billa over there, what I was really going through mentally, and we were able to put a lot of that to the side, get mentally strong, find confidence in moments of weakness, and we got it done tonight. And I keep my job. I keep my job. I left my corporate job to chase this dream. Damn it, it's coming again. I left my corporate job to chase this dream, and keep it alive.
Thank you very much. Congrats on the win.
That's all you guys got? Thank you.
What's up, Mike?
What up?
First of all, obviously, leading into this fight, there had been so much talk about, everything going on with your girlfriend, being your corner. Now that you've won, do you feel vindicated?
I mean, I told everybody. I said what it was gonna be, and I mean, I would assume that vindicated means like accomplished in some way. So yeah,
proven right.
Yes, proven right is what it is tonight. I feel awesome, bro. I can't lie. There was a lot of haters hating on us, hating on her, and she's so innocent in all this. And, obviously it's because I say things I talk and from an entertainment side of the sport, and also, like, because they be hating on me so hard. So I just talk back because it's just, ugh. And then when she started getting it, I was just really upset. But I fed off that tonight. I remember before I walked out thinking in the back about things that made me angry. Even though by the time I went to walk out, I was blank. And that's the way it should be. You react. You just go out there and you fight. The work is done. It's time to go.
I think a lot of people thought that Mickey would have the advantage in the grappling and you in the striking, but actually you controlled him in the grappling as well. Is that something that you anticipated, or were you sort of thinking to yourself, oh, maybe that's an area I should be careful in?
I mean, I was focused on dealing with everything everywhere. I figured he had been working with this kickboxer. I figured he was going to try and kickbox with me. I watched the Diego Sanchez fight with him once, and I saw him throw some pretty swingy hooks. Like, they whipped, they're pretty fast and look like they might hurt if you get hit with them. So I was like, okay, he's going to try to punch me. He's going to try to land something. And then, who knows if he would have been able to get on top, what type of work he would have been able to do. Sometimes when you got black belts, whoever gets that first inch and they can hold on to it, you're stuck there for a while. Especially those 5 minutes start to feel like they're running down quick when you got somebody on top of you. So I was trying to keep myself on top, stay off bottom. I was waiting for them shots, which is why I was also hesitant with some of the punches. I figured he might come in for some shots, but his wrestling wasn't that strong. I know there's stronger wrestlers out there who try to get that top position, but all around better everywhere. I believe that that's the way it should be. There was a lot of people picking him to win. They thought that I wasn't in the right place mentally to win the fight tonight, but just goes to show that none of y'all know what it takes to win in there, and I showed you what it takes. It's just heart and grit, and if you know how to fight, you know how to fight.
Is an interesting. First of all, how did your girlfriend do as your corner? And secondly, is it an advantage not having your own coaches shout at you because you can hear his coaches and hear what they're telling him to do?
She did a great job. She kept it very simple. She shouted a couple things. I heard her during the fight, and I remember telling myself, okay, there you go. She getting into it now. And she was like, keep your hand up. There was one time he had swung and just missed. So get your hand back up. I was like, all right. And then in the corner, when she was in there rubbing the ice on me, she kept asking me, hey, is this, where do you want? What else do you want? What can I do? And she was, trying to do more for me. And it was really cool just sitting there quiet and just thinking about how the next round was going to go. And yeah, I did hear his coaches, and I heard them saying I can't think of the word, but they had secret words for moves. And then I started figuring out what those were that they were asking for. And around the third round, I heard a couple of things that I heard throughout the fight. And then I was like, oh, I know what he's about to do. They said something about razor. And then I realized he's throwing elbows at that time from a distance. I was like, okay. And I felt like, I remember thinking, man, your corners could be telling you more. They're not telling you enough. You need to do something. And also, damn, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I remember the fight before mine. or the heavyweights. And I remember Gian Vellante going back to his corner, and then the coach was like, "What are you doing? Well, you're not doing nothing." And it's like, bro, you ain't doing nothing, bro. You sitting on the outside. Don't come in here and make me. And then I think Michael Bisping was like, "Oh, that's great coaching." No, that's terrible. Don't make the guy feel bad and down on himself. Amp him up or something. Give him, I mean, come on, bro. Heavyweights too. Like, what do you think he's doing? He's trying to not get knocked out. That should be first. I understand that we're entertainers and we got to go out there and we got to fight and we got to put on a show. But you also, when you get in that cage, you got, or that octagon, excuse me. When you get in the octagon, you got a show purse and you got a win bonus. That win bonus is more important than putting on that show. Because a fight's a fight. You're going to fight or not. Someone's going to bring it and the show is going to happen. So if you need to be smart, technical, more patient, it's almost harder to be patient and wait for the good shots rather than just go forward and just keep getting kicked in the arms and all this. And these coaches are like asking for stuff, and they putting guys in positions to, especially heavyweights, walk into shots and get dropped and beat. Like these coaches that haven't even been in the position that their fighters are in. That's why I didn't have coaches tonight, because I did though. She was perfect because she knows she hasn't been in my position. So she spoke from a humble standpoint on the outside. She kept it simple, and I didn't need any advice. Maybe that was luck tonight that I didn't. It was good luck to get this opponent, but you know, I handle business, and I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and try to put a team together that we can work for upcoming events.
Could that be American top team?
South Florida, yeah, it's looking like. I don't know. I mean, I want to go train with Yoel Romero for sure. So, you know, okay. I know I want to do that.
Two more from me, two last ones. You mentioned it on the broadcast, and I don't want to get too personal, and you don't want to say anything, but do you have like a situation with a tax man right now? Do you have some debt you need to pay off?
Yeah. Yep. Sure do. I'm gonna have to pay. I gotta do my taxes. I keep thinking of that Drake song. What he say? I haven't done my taxes because I'm too turned up.
It happens to the best of us. And lastly, what is next for you? You know, Mickey Gall was a name and he called you out, but who do you want to fight next? Where do you want to go?
I want to go to South Florida and work with Yoel Romero and fill that 185-pound weight class. Man, 170 is such a great place for me, but I want to fight there until I do want to fight that guy.
Is that just because things have gotten so personal?
I mean, if I see him in person, I'm going to fight him. Nobody's going to stop me. I'm going to grab him. I'm going to stick my finger in his eye, and I'm going to get a hold of him. Yeah, I mean, I'll say it out loud because I don't care.
Congrats on the win, man.
Mike over here. With all of the criticism, I understand that obviously you're the athlete and you're the one who wanted to step up. You know, you've talked to your girlfriend. Did she have a message for the haters and all the people who are criticizing the fact that she was there for you?
This is all kind of new to her, man. You know, everybody loves her, so all these people hating because of me, you know, it makes me feel kind of bad sometimes that I brought her into that. But that's what happens when you get attention and people just start hating on it, and they hating on our dreams and our goals, and you know, we're accomplishing them anyways. So I really try more to coach her, like, hey, look, you know, she thought people were one way, and now she's starting to see that people are a totally different way. She was like, y'all innocent until proven guilty, and to me, I'm like, y'all all guilty until proven innocent. Till you prove yourselves to be cool and faithful, like there's no reason to be disrespectful. I don't owe y'all nothing.
Can I ask, I think a lot of people, when they saw everything going on, it's like, hey, why wouldn't you want to have the most people around you possible to give knowledge and advice? Can you just say very bluntly for yourself, you perform best when it's kept simple without a lot of some of the other stuff that people might think is more conventional?
I was thinking tonight, like, my girl did such a great job bringing in the stool and the bucket with the water. And I was like thinking, man, sometimes coaches be so ready to get in there and just tell you something, like they think they're going to make a difference for you and they want it's for themselves, you know what I mean? They want to feel like they told you something that helped you win this UFC fight. And they just they're just getting money, like and attention and trying to take credit for what your work has done. So you know, like, bro, y'all, you carry that bucket and bring me that stool. You know what I'm saying? And she looked better than any coach all time bringing that stool and that bucket. Damn, she was so pretty with that little ninja face mask on, killing it all night long. So, you know, yes, it's good to keep it simple. I feel like guys yell too much, they be saying stuff, and then it's like you can't even think. Are you even trying to listen to this person? Should I stop trying to listen to this person? Like, listen, your words ain't gonna make a difference, bro. And his coach's words wasn't making a difference. Like, I'm in front of you trying to punch you in the face. You got to deal with that. That's it. You got to deal with that. Not your coaches. Not your game plan. None of that.
Congrats, Mike.
Mike, to me, it sounds like when you were talking about you are looking for a team, but to me, it sounded like you were trying to find people that to go on a journey with you, that have been in the cage with you and to come along. Is that more of what you're looking for as opposed to maybe a traditional coach and team situation?
Yeah, man. Somebody that I can build with, a friendship type thing. And, I mean, obviously, I don't want anybody else in my life. I just want me and my girl. But obviously, I know I'm going to need some help. And who knows? I mean, if I go train with Yoel Romero, I'd be down to let him get a slot in the corner if he wanted the corner. I mean, who wouldn't want a corner? I want to corner a guy and get that front row seat too. I want to, you know, that's why I'm trying to build Platinum Martial Arts. That's what I did tonight. I built Platinum Martial Arts. I showed the world that I understand how to win, and I didn't need anybody to help me do it, really. I just needed my girl to bring me a bottle of water, and she did great rubbing that ice on my neck. God, it was so good. My cardio was there. And, yeah, man, it'd be nice to build something. I mean, I like Miami, the FRM, the First Round Management family is down there. I like my manager, Abraham Kawa. Those guys really have built, like him and Jorge Masvidal and Yoel Romero. I mean, they obviously speak the same language. But I like those guys, man. And I like the Miami lifestyle. I lived in Orlando, and I love Florida, the beach. I mean, I know they shutting stuff down now, and COVID is even getting worse. It's making a comeback. You know, I hope people are all right. But I want to go make a life down there and go to the beach every day, and we'll see where it goes from there, bro.
Coming in with the last couple fights in here were losses. Was there any extra pressure to kind of come in here and perform a little bit, you know, and get that win? And is that part of the reason why you wanted to just switch things up and do things your way?
I mean, yeah, 6-6 in the UFC. I was like, if I'm gonna lose, it's gonna be my fault. I'm not going to have any excuses. I'm not going to be able to talk about anybody else but myself if I don't win tonight. And it worked out for me. So, I mean, obviously there's nerves every time. You could think about everything and anything, and your life could go all types of ways. And the Mandela effect, you know, which universe am I living in? And is it going to be a good one or a bad one at the end of the night? We don't know. And at the end of the day, I keep just telling myself, you know, 5 more minutes, 15 more minutes, we just getting in there. It's soon enough. Like, I'm in the back and I'm like, you know, 25 more minutes. We going to be walking out there. That's all I got to do is I got to get in the octagon. Once I get in, everything else going to take care of itself. And at the end of the night, the process, this life, this sport, being a part of it, being Platinum Mike Perry, being with Lattori, it's all a privilege, bro, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much, Mike.
That's it.
Sorry, real quick. Did you miss the fans?
I mean, it was cool not having the fans. I mean, I missed Dana. I was like, man, Dana don't care about me, bro. He been at all of, I'm sure he busy, you know. He been at all of these, and he ain't want to come watch me. I guess he can't come watch me fight now, because I feel like I be letting him down. There was fights that he thought that I might win, and I didn't. So, Dana, don't come when I fight, because apparently it does. I do better when you don't come in my fights. So, whatever, bro. No, man, I did miss the fans. They was all just going to talk trash anyways. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Both main event fighters have been transported. That's a wrap for the night. Sorry. Both main event fighters have been transported.